Welcome to T Boys TV. We're back again with another Premier League review. Obviously, by now you'd know that we're doing separate. Obviously, I've got two guests on today as well. As you can see, obviously we will be going through the games that were played this weekend. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first person I'm joined with, been on the channel once, I believe. Chris, mate, how are you?
Yeah, once in a lifetime, twice in a lifetime, I could say. I can't remember that once in a lifetime. I think it's back in February. I think it was something like
Yeah,
that.
I think it was when I was doing fan cams. Remember, no one come on for ages, and then you.
Oh yeah, it was.
You
Yeah,
come on, and
it's
yeah,
like you like a rabbit. You like a rabbit headlights.
I was talking to myself for a good while. Like, can anyone come on, please? And then obviously you did. So yeah, obviously Chris, and then obviously you know Hanno, or you should know Hanno by now. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, apologies for that. Just
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. He was having some issues with the mic sort of thing. So he went over to his phone, but there's no problem about that, mate, at all. Obviously, we're here for a Premier League review. We'll go through some comments before we start this thing off. I think this might be one of your subscribers, Chris. Correct me if I'm wrong. He says, "Hello, lads. Just subbed. I'm from Ukraine. Good to see the legend himself, Chris, on the stream. Thank you very much for that. Did actually see before I went live, it was a new subscriber there as well. So thank you very much for that.
Hope he's doing well as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Big up Blue Terrier, says yo, and then big up Stephen. He says evening, Ty, big up, and he says evening to both of you lot as well. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first game was obviously on Friday. Well, one of the first two games, shall I say. Aston Villa versus Southampton. Chris always tells me Southampton's one of them teams. You know, he predicts them to win, they lose. He predicts them to lose, they win, etc. Vice versa.
I got it right, didn't I?
Yeah, you got it right this time. You went for an opposition win, and obviously that did happen. You did say 1-0 as well, didn't you?
I'm pretty sure. I said 2-1 to fair.
2-1. Fair enough.
But I predicted Southampton to use first time for everything.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, on my predictions, you know, I didn't do so great this weekend. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, obviously it ended 1-0 to Aston Villa. You know, Jacob Ramsey with a very good goal, and you know, it was one of them where Villa were very good in the first half, and then the second half it was a bit, from what I saw, it was a bit dull from both teams. Not really a lot was going on. But Chris, mate, what did you make of this game?
Yeah, I second that. To be fair, I think first half Villa were on it. Second half, it was just stale, wasn't it? It was just stale as a pint of milk out there, pint of milk, were you? And but it's like, but I do agree with everyone. Like after the match, everyone was complaining about this game, saying it was boring, dull. Well, don't watch it. Simple as that, really.
Yeah, true.
It is one of them, and it's like when I was watching the highlights, obviously it's different on the highlights to watching the full game because you want to see the goal, and that's probably about it. Maybe the odd chances, and I was watching this on the highlights, so I can't really say if it was goal or not. But massive win for Aston Villa. Well, massive win for Gerrard, you have to say, which probably keeps Gerrard in the job for probably the next couple of weeks, in my opinion. Well, I think the Man City result did as well, to be fair. And but I expect it to be one of those games, like a tight. It can go either way, in my opinion. As you know, we've made predicting Southampton.
Yeah.
And but I think home advantage. It's what I expected. Home advantage to count, in my opinion, with Aston Villa. Good fans as well.
Yeah.
Well, big in terms of the fan base, very, very big.
No, 100%.
Maybe not in terms of the club anymore, but yeah, but massive win for Aston Villa. Southampton, it's one of them. They'll probably win the next game, Southampton.
Yeah, no, that's true. No, I definitely agree, mate. I definitely agree. I feel it was, a lot of people were questioning whether Villa could get another result. Obviously, after that Man City game, people were like, can they keep it up, or will they turn back to, how they've been for, majority of the start of the season? And they got that win. They grinded out the result, and fair play. I do, like I said, I felt the second half was a bit dull to watch. Not really a lot was going on, and that's typical. I didn't see the full of the first half. I only saw highlights of the first half. Then I watch it in the second half, and nothing happens. That's just typical in that sense. But yeah, Hanno, question for you, mate. Obviously, I know you didn't see this game. If you was the guy in charge, obviously taking away your biasness towards the legend, how long would you give Gerrard?
Gee, the thing is, you might want to sack him, but who is there to replace him? Maybe Poch, and that's the only one that you can see maybe will go to Villa. I don't know who else will go to Villa. That's the only thing. So I think give him maybe until January, see estimate where Villa lie, and if they are still struggling, then you have to make a decision as a board, because you have backed him so many times, especially this transfer window. But they made not this transfer window, last transfer window. Sorry, my mistake. But they made like eight something signings, 6, and so he's had a season to be like, okay, this is the full season I have of the him. If he doesn't get anything out of them, he has to go. But yeah, just looking at the goal now on the highlights, they Southampton are just unlucky. They hit a crossbar, and then Jacob Ramsey hits a crossbar, and it goes in for a goal. So unlucky for Southampton. I said 1-1. I thought Southampton will get a goal, but they didn't. And I asked on my Instagram story, it says, well, it's time to improve. Are they going to move on, kick forward? And it was really tight. I think the votes ended like 3 votes yes and 2 for no, something like that. So really close. So Villa, it's a team that is, people don't know, are they going to do good at the end of the season? Are they going to finish high, or are they going to finish low, maybe even a relegation fight? So yeah, this, I think if you watch this game, you missed out on a classic match, Forest versus Fulham, which we'll get into. But yeah.
No, absolutely, mate. I agree with you. To be honest, that also, the quality of players, is bringing in what he come out and said at the start of the season that their ambitions are as well. To get in, any sort of European competition, whatever that is, even if it is the Conference League. So I definitely agree with you there. And yeah, is what it is. But at the moment, he's got two good results. Can he continue it? We'll have to wait and see there. But Chris, is there anything you would like to add on that?
I would say, if I was talking for most people who watch the full game, they probably think it was like watching YouTubers and bots. And to be fair, that was over, and something actually happened, and the fight actually ended. But from what I've seen in the highlights, I still think Aston Villa, this and that, something up front, that pace for me. We've always said it. I think we've said it for a couple of seasons now. Leon Bailey's probably a big player for them because he's the only one with pace in that team. You could add Watkins as well. But I think there's still got something up front for me. Aston Villa. They haven't really. Danny Ings is this injury prone, unfortunately, and because he can be proven goal scorer, Danny Ings. But I just think he's injury prone. So they probably need another striker for, and just pace up front for me. That's all they're lacking for me.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Go on, Hanno. Did you want to say something?
On Ollie Watkins, do you guys think he will ever get back into that England squad? Because we know he was there for one of the international breaks and did all right, but will he ever go back to that amazing form he had?
Do you want me to go first, Chris?
Yeah, you go first.
For me, it's difficult because I'm looking at the other options, England have got. And, if Ivan Toney carries on the way he has been, obviously against Arsenal, not really a lot happened. But, the games before and that sort of thing, and what he's actually done since he's come to the Premier League, I think it's going to be very difficult. I'm trying to think of other England backup options. Calvert-Lewin, he's a bit injury prone as well. He's got a better chance than some, but for me, the main thing is it depends how Ivan Toney, keeps going. That's what I've got to say on it.
For me, there's only the only backup options I'll probably take to Harry Kane in that England squad is Ivan Toney. I think he deserves his place in there, and the other warmer, Tammy Abraham. Who's been signed out for Roma, isn't he, last season under Jose Mourinho, and he's having a good relationship with Mourinho there at Roma as well. So I can only see Abraham and Toney. I would take both of them.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I'd definitely agree with that. So, yeah, for us, it depends. I will put Abraham there. I completely forgot about him. He's not playing in the Premier League, so I completely forgot. But I have seen bits of him, last season in the Conference League and that sort of thing. Obviously, that went on to win that, and he has got a very good link up. From what I've seen, and he works well.
Toney and Abraham are both similar as well in terms of strikers.
Yeah,
they're
no,
both
absolutely.
Both got pace, and they are both got the height as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And the finishing, you have to say as well.
Definitely. But we'll go through some comments before we move on to the next game. This was a scrappy game. Only goal came from a bad clearance. Ramsey made most of it. Yeah, it was very poor defensively, the goal as well. I definitely agree with that one. Big up Awais, he says, yes, boys.
Yeah.
Big up Kieran,
yeah, boys.
Luton fan. He says, up the town. Absolutely. Big up Chris, obviously Arsenal fan. He says, shut down Tyler, lol, best defence in the league. Obviously, I don't know what the hell he's been having before he's put that comment, but there we go. And then Stephen says, Morris for England. I'd love that, but obviously that's not going to happen. But, moving on to the next game, which obviously Hanno briefly, said about. What a game this was. And my prediction for the Southampton game, obviously, I said a 2-1 Southampton. Oh, dear. But this game, I was very annoyed with my prediction here because I actually said a 2-2, right? And I was actually thinking, when I do my predictions beforehand, and I was actually thinking to myself, do you know what? I might go for a 3-2 Fulham here. I could see Nottingham Forest losing 3-2 back-to-back. Fulham doing very well as well. But no, I went with a 2-2 instead. But then my other, my heart was telling me, they'll come back. They'll bounce back, but they won't win the game. It'll be one of them. But obviously, it ended up being a 3-2. Another very good game. Obviously, last season, both teams obviously in the Championship. Obviously, Fulham winning the league, Nottingham Forest winning the playoffs. And obviously, Nottingham Forest got the breakthrough. Obviously, the former Liverpool players scoring again. Right place, right time. Scored. Some similar goals like that this season. And then obviously, going into the second half, that is where, Forest were all over the place yet again. I do think from what I saw, Willian, he had a very good game for Fulham. He's always going to, for me, when they signed him, that is a very good signing in the fact, his experience and, who he's played for previously. And that I know at Arsenal it didn't really work out, but I do think, a team like Fulham who have just went up, getting players in like that is very good, of course, for the experience and that sort of thing. I thought he done very well in this game. Obviously, he got an assist on the first goal. And then shortly after, literally 3 minutes after, Fulham scored again. And then obviously Reed got a goal as well. I thought that third goal was an exceptional goal for Fulham. And then obviously they went 3-1 up. And as of yet this season, Forest at home, other than that West Ham game, it hasn't really been the place it's known to be, especially in the past. Obviously, O'Brien did score towards the end, but it wasn't enough. And Fulham grabbed an away win. Chris, what did you make of this game from what you saw?
Well, I predicted 1-1. I didn't expect this many goals, and being honest with you, it was a tough one to call. With both teams, because Fulham obviously have the better start to the season, but Fulham always seem to more struggle away from home for me than they do at home. And but I wasn't really shocked by this result, really. It's like Nottingham Forest. To be fair, I'm not, because Nottingham Forest played Fulham and Bournemouth last season in the Championship, and both of them teams, both Fulham and Bournemouth, fitted out the way Steve Cooper played at Nottingham Forest. So you could say it's not a surprise in terms of the result. But I just thought, I don't know why it is for Nottingham Forest. Is it signing too many players? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like that thing with FIFA 3 mod, create your team, isn't it? It's just like you don't want these random players. You just want to just build a big transfer budget up and just sign all these players from out nowhere. And but as for the game, Tyrell Warney wasn't recognised at Liverpool, was he? I think that's a compliment to Ben Davies, who we signed from Sheffield United. Oh no, Preston, wasn't it? It was Preston, sorry, not Sheffield United. Yeah. And but I think he'll be a good striker for Forest at some point. Well, once Forest get settled in with a settled squad, I think they need some settling in that Forest squad, because they've got headless chickens in the transfer window. Just signed all these players. Fulham, I've been quite impressed with Fulham start of the season, and they're proving doubters one, including myself. But I did say if Mitchell didn't get scoring for Fulham, I won it. He didn't score in this game. But I said if Mitchell does that scoring like most of the season, then I think Fulham got a chance of staying up, and I think they have got a chance of staying up. And Marco Silva, Premier League experience as well. Experience in the Premier League with obviously Hull and Everton. And I think Fulham, it's one of them that you're not shocked about, because Fulham would have targeted this game, thinking if Bournemouth can get 3 points at Nottingham Forest, then Fulham can as well. I mean, come on, it's Bournemouth, for God's sake. How the hell did they? I mean, we'll speak about Bournemouth in a minute, but it's Bournemouth, and Fulham will be thinking, we should get 3 points here as well. So I think Forest. I just think the squad needs settling in my opinion. It needs a couple more weeks to settle in, because the keep changing down 11 as well, and it just disrupts the rhythm as well and momentum. And Jesse Lingard has still got potential for his age as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Hanno, question for you. Forest, obviously, like Chris mentioned there, they've signed way too many players.
More players than Che Paul, that's recommendation.
Uh,
But yeah, they've signed too many players. What is the main issue for you at Forest right now?
I I don't think it's the attack. The attack looks good. What, scoring 2 goals in 2 games? It's not like Chelsea's attack. Like, so yeah, I think it's just we know they have brought in loads of midfielders and defenders, and if you look after a few subs were made for them, let me just check here what subs were made. I believe, Steve Cook was subbed off, Willy Bolly, and as soon as I think they put in those younger defenders they have maybe signed, I think that is where it crumbles for them. So I think they need to build on the attack, not attack, on the defense and midfielders. Because I think that's the main problem for them right now. And yeah, but just to go back to the game, I'm fuming because I knew this game would be 3-2, and
Same
I
with me.
thought Forest were going to do it. I said 3-2 Forest. I was fuming. But yeah, one I know one Forest fan said, considering they imploded for 5 minutes and it was only still 3-2. I know, like 3 goals in 5 minutes is a lot, but it looked they imploded for 5 minutes, and it just ended 3-2, which it should have ended more. Mitrovic had some guilty chances. I know a few forced. I think it was Johnson, the number 20, was
Yeah.
from goal. Great pass. Then just took too heavy touch, and he couldn't. And he missed out the chance. And yeah, if they took their chances for us, they could have easily won this game. Save for Fulham, they could have easily won this game by more. Oh, and the Johnson chance in the first minutes was on the plate, so they have loads of things to fix up for us. But I think the main problem is midfield and defense. I don't think they should bring anyone in. I just think it's the chemistry and connection, which is the main problem. But yeah, well done to Fulham. I hope you don't get 13th place
You don't like
because
saying it like that, do you? You don't like congratulating Fulham like that, do you?
no. Fulham, they can get anything, not anything below 13. 13 and below, no, because I was an Arsenal fan when I did my Premier League predictions. Said Fulham will finish 13th, and if they finish 13th, I have to have a whole panel of Arsenal fans hosting a stream. I don't want that. So yeah, but that's all I have to say. Fulham, they're looking strong. I think for us, they will come good. They will come good at some point.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Yeah, that's it on that game, really. We'll go through some comments, see what you lot had to say about the game. What a 14-minute savey from Fulham. I honestly thought Forest when they went in front, I was thinking they could hold on, but I was wrong. And then obviously, but Fulham held on and saw it out. Yeah, done very well. And like Chris mentioned, obviously Fulham, they would have seen that Bournemouth done it, and believe that they can do it. And then obviously the form, how good they've been towards the start of the season. There you go. But I definitely agree with Hanno in the sense I do think Forest will bounce back. From this.
I still think Forest will still up. Maybe not from my prediction where I put them mid-table, maybe not that anymore, but I think they'll still up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's worst team still.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, moving on to the next game. Oh dear, Man City yet again with a very, very good performance all round. Obviously, score prediction for this. What did I say? 2-1. I said 2-1 to Man City. Chris, I'll let you talk about this one. Congratulations. I'll let you start on this one. Obviously, you've done a watch along, so I'll let you go through it first.
I'm shot the watch on, and that's 5 minutes. After it started in the first minute, I was just tempted to turn it off. But yeah, for me, it was just Man City. Wolves weren't bad. Man City was just too good for them, and Wolves is not in the top, in my opinion. Yeah, they got Pedro Neto, but Jimenez not the same anymore. Diego Tota was obviously in the crowd for the day. Because he didn't sign in time, or he's building on fitness. Could be one of them. And Jack Elliott being shorted by the media. What a way to shut the media up straight away. And start. The first goal was just typical City team goal. De Bruyne to Foden. Foden with a back heel back to De Bruyne. And De Bruyne's crosses. It's like a magnet. It's like the magnet stick to the ball, and it's like here he's Creyas, and it just stick to him, and Creyas easy tap in for him. Well, I wouldn't say it was easy because he was battling with the defender, but Creyas stopped there before the defender, and there to tap it in for 1-0. And
absolutely.
And I still think Jack Elliott still deserves that criticism from the media because he hasn't shown that he's worth 100 million.
Yeah.
Albeit that season with Man City's squad depth, it's an embarrassment of riches. To be honest with you, you can just pick anyone. But this is his season now for Jack Elliott where he needs to show that price tag. Because if he's the same as that season, then unfortunately you have to call him a flop, in my opinion, because he hasn't lived up to his 100 million price tag. But second goal for City, well, it was a cheat code then, wasn't it? Cheat code Haaland. But what I can say about Haaland, for me, Haaland is this Sergio Aguero. He has Sergio Aguero's pace, and he has Edin Dzeko's height, and he has Aguero's finishing. He's like Sergio Aguero and Edin Dzeko combined, and they were incredible for Man City. Them two, I think Haaland will top them two, in my opinion. The way he's going, and by the way, Aguero was one of my favourite strikers in the Premier League.
Same.
Obviously, Dayton often loved defending him, didn't they? For Rockhill. But there was a game where City won the counter as well, and the Wolves defenders were trying to proc him, and Keane worked because of Haaland's strength. But what a goal it was from Haaland! Like through ball, I think Wolves should have done better. Yeah, I could have door to him, as Roy Keane would say when he's in the studio. Door to him, and but nothing you can do with Haaland really, and it's right in the corner as well. Nothing the team can do, and it's like again with Haaland, it's like a magnet on his finishing as well. It's like in the corner, the door's in the corner. It's like Haaland only needs to shoot. That's it, and it goes in.
Yeah.
And Wolves started sending off with Nathan Toyant. Definite red card for me. His studs were on Chattray's stomach. Wasn't a nice sighting, to be honest with you. Even though you could say sometimes Chattray's does deserve it for his smugness. But obviously I did hope Chattray's was obviously alright, I thought. Because studs in the stomach, you don't want to feel how that feel. And it's funny in the Watson as well, because I didn't notice it until I said, "Oh, he's been sent off." And but yeah, it's definitely red card, and it was you feared for Wolves then, in my opinion. But it actually helped Wolves in terms of the second half, because I thought maybe Man City backed off. Maybe Man City backed off and said, "Yeah, the job's done. Job's done." Yes, order McDonald's after at full time on the team box sort of thing. That's what Man City are. They know the job's done. They don't need to restore more goals, but they can store more goals, Man City. And but I just think this saved the heads and all that. And Wolves started off second half well. To be fair, they didn't threaten City really. Didn't threaten City really. Puff and puff really, and it just showed they had something up front, Wolves, because they did put dangerous crosses in, and if one of Jimenez or even Diego Costa, I think Diego Costa would have loved this game. He would have tried and buoyed the Man City defence. He would have tried and buoy the Man City defence for me, and I know Man City just finished the job off, didn't they? Again, another typical teamwork City goal. De Bruyne's magnet Watson again, straight to Foden. Good finish by Foden, by the way, as well.
Very good finish.
Could have easily trod wide. Then he had a magnet on his finishing, as well, right in the corner. I mean, Man City, they weren't peak Man City, right? But they weren't out of first tier sort of thing. But they did enough. And that's all that matters, Man City, really. All they need to do is just play a plan B, even second tier, and they'll do a job on any team. Well, on most teams in the league, especially Wolves as well. So 2-0, so City 2-0 for Wolves for me. That was the main thing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Obviously won't go through the whole thing again, but in the second half, like you mentioned, Wolves, they were, they didn't play too bad, but like you said, they were definitely lacking something up front. And
it's like the red card helped Wolves sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we got a red card now, we just may as well do at them.
Yeah. And I felt, City were very good defensively. I'm pretty sure in that second half there was a moment where Diaz done a sliding block, and it was it's just brilliant.
I must say, De Bruyne was my man of the match. I think you can't deny that. Where 2 assists and and what he does in midfield as well. And but I thought Akinje was good as well at centre back for Man City. He looked solid throughout the game, albeit Wolves didn't have really much to threaten the Man City defence, but you still have to do your job defensively. Yeah. And I thought Akinje was more better than Diaz in my opinion. I mean, Diaz was good, but Diaz had a few mistakes in him during the game through shoppiness. But I think Akinje's been a bargain so far for Man City. Another player from Dortmund.
Yeah.
I want enough.
I did see a bit of him, and I remember watching the game because I didn't manage to watch it from the start, but I remember turning it on, and I was like, who's that? And I was like, oh yeah, it's a new signing from Dortmund. Of course it is. But yeah,
It was definitely Haaland, wasn't it? Haaland was on the phone to him, saying, "Yeah, come over here."
Yeah, but yeah, no, like you said, City, they weren't, the dominant City in the sense, but they done what they had to do.
They don't need to be at the best.
No, exactly, and that's obviously what happened there. Hanno is here. He's just having some issues, I think. You all good, mate? All good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Good,
But,
good.
On the City game, they absolutely demolished Wolves. Full Foden with the trickiness, with his pass to De Bruyne for the first goal, and again, for his goal, he scored the third goal, and then Haaland. Tyler, I think you and me need to take the L, mate. You need to take the L on Haaland, mate.
Yeah, I know, mate.
We need to hold that because, me and you both thought, is that going to do that well? But I'd say no.
I knew he would eventually. I just didn't expect it to be as quick as it has been in that sense.
Yeah, definitely. But he has taken over this league so quickly, and I know United fans are saying Martinez is going to hold him in the Manchester derby, but it's looking very worrying when he's running at you like that. It's really worrying.
I can't wait for that Manchester derby.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, just City being City. Hopefully they can, as long as they can beat Arsenal, so Arsenal fans can shut up. That would be great. Top of the table.
They'll beat Arsenal, no problem.
Yeah.
No,
but yeah, honestly,
and it'll put Arsenal back to reality.
I won 6-0 in the Arsenal game. 6-0. Pep, don't go easy on them. Don't go easy. It's one thing you must.
Don't worry about
that. Yeah. Yeah, just nothing really else to say. City dominant as always, and I think the league for them is in the bag unless there's a miracle happening at Liverpool or maybe even Tottenham. So yeah.
No, fair enough. Definitely agree. Just like to quickly,
it's like F1. There's no title race for me.
Yeah. But yeah, just quickly like to talk about that Foden goal again. I just thought that was, like you mentioned, Chris, I thought that was brilliant. The way he took that, he could have easily dragged that wide. Brilliant ball across by De Bruyne. He's got that in him, and yeah, that was just that was brilliant.
Could Bruno Lars be under pressure?
Yeah, I think
they've not started well. Wolves.
No,
they only got one win. Then Southampton, I wanted enough. And it's funny, I said in my WhatsApp, I thought, well, if this is a big storyline, maybe I give a Hull Bournemouth sort of thing. Not as mad as that, but Bruno Lars could be one of them. I think he is one of them under pressure this season. He's had his first season at Wolves. He did well. He did well for his first season. Could have been better because the position they were in just downhill in the second half of the season. And it's always the thing with these new managers that it's always a second season that seems to debt them, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a second season syndrome sort of thing. But I think Wolves won't be in a way decent battle for me. I still think the problem with Wolves is they've always had a small squad, and I just worry with their options off the bench where they have a very good start when everyone's fit. They probably made an improvement with putting Totsa, signed Diego Totsa, but still need more for me. And I don't know why they seem to like a small squad. And for me, I wouldn't like a small squad because once they're injured, then you're done. You're done, really.
Yeah.
And then you have to end up doing a pretty free agent market. And there's not many decent free agents out there, really. In terms for the Premier League level, or for the Premier League level sort of thing. But I think Wolves won't be in a decent battle. But I don't think it'll be the same as last season. I actually think it'll be just outside mid-table for Wolves for me. Just bottom half the table. But I think they'll survive. I just think their strength is defensively for me. I think nothing they can do against Man City. Everyone concedes to Man City.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, talking about where you reckon they'll finish. I said they'll finish 15th. I said, when I was doing my predictions, I said this is a start where I think, they could start going down.
I put them at 11th, mid-table for me.
Yeah.
Same as last season, basically.
No, definitely. And then obviously, this is linking into obviously the Diego Costa sort of thing here, where you said, this could have been a good game for him in that sense, to try and wind up them City players. That would have been very interesting.
Pantomime firm as well, isn't it? Costa.
Yeah, exactly. But Stephen says, was there any doubt Wolves can't score? Hopefully Diego Costa can change that. But he was stand for this. Obviously, Chris mentioned that as well. I saw his new side abused and Collins' dirty King Fu kick to add salt to the wound. Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Big up AFC B Fan TV. He says, evening.
James. That's one of my people.
And he says legend Chris. And he says legend Hanno as well. So there you go. There you go. Getting some love, boys. In the thing. And then big
I
up
wouldn't say I'm a legend, but oh well. Okay.
Soon. Big up Spencer as well. He says, hey T, Chris, Hanno, Mystic, and everyone else. Big up yourself, mate. Obviously, Chris, 1-0 Man City. Me switches off TV. It's tempting to do that.
But like I said backstage, it's a good team to do a watch on with, like Man City. This is the way they play for me.
Yeah. No, most
personally, I don't hate Man City. I respect what they do on the pitch. On the pitch. Mm-hmm. For me, we're one of the greatest teams in Premier League history, without a doubt.
Oh, 100%.
Without a doubt. Definitely. I mean, they have to be because they got 100 points, for God's sake. And people say, oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. I mean, obviously, that's one of the Premier League records. So, joy to watch, mate. Man City.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Unfortunately, I'll get some Liverpool fans coming at me saying, why are you giving them respect? But by the way, Tyre, we have to be stout stone for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. But it's all right for United fans. It's all right for United fans to live in London and all that. But anyway, won't get into that. But 2-1 next Saturday. Bournemouth versus Brentford.
Well, we're doing Bournemouth at the moment. I won't be shocked.
Yeah, true. Chris obviously says Arsenal are going to smash Spurs. Obviously, we're doing a massive watch along for that on the channel, and he is actually on it. I mean, I don't want to say too much, but it will be very interesting that game. What's that? Sorry?
Start Troy written all over it. These typical derbies, man.
Ooh.
They're overhyped.
No, Conte are going to smash him.
Ooh. I think Man City run away with this thing by 5 to 10 points, to be honest. I think Liverpool's already dropped too many points already.
Yeah, I'll snap your hand off for 5 points.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. But no, I definitely agree, mate. You look at some of the games Liverpool drawn.
I still think we'll finish second for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, definitely. you know, the only team other than Man City, you know, like I say, for me personally,
Yeah,
is
Spurs.
yeah, with Conte, you know what he's like short term, but other than that, I can't see anybody else. But yeah, no, you know, another thing, you know, to link into what you've said here, even when, you know, I say it plenty of times. You know,
Thursday, Sunday to hit in as well for Arsenal.
yeah,
When they're playing Europa League. They got away
Yeah.
with it this week because they didn't play in Europa League on Thursday.
Yeah.
But once they play in Europa League, I think Arteta will take that seriously because they got a good chance of winning it, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
definitely.
Depending
No,
who trots from the Champions League, this is a lot of nonsense, in my opinion. I can't stand teams tropping from the Champions League into Europa League. It gives other teams, well, the teams who been in Europa League start the competition at disadvantage. That sort of thing. I know we miss the Champions League teams that trop the favourites.
Yeah. No, I definitely see where you're coming from.
Even though Barcelona that season dropping to the Europa League and just weren't bothered.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to this, you know, I've said it plenty of times. When City drop points, it doesn't feel that bad. You know, it just doesn't. You know, because they're that.
Even
you
a
know,
draw feels like a win for City.
Yeah. Maybe not to their fans, but to us, you know, just looking at it, it doesn't.
Oh, maybe
it doesn't make me.
either.
Oh, Liverpool could do something now. Do you know what I mean? That's where I stand on it. Wolf says good, fair, and realistic prediction from Hanno. Big up Hanno every
Be
time.
optimistic.
Chris has gone 3-1 to us. You heard it here first. Obviously, Arsenal fan when they play Tottenham.
Either
People.
1-1 or
Yeah.
Conte masterclass 1-0 win.
Oh, this watch along is going to be tasty. Trust me, we've got a Spurs fan as well, and then me and my dad are going to be the neutral. So, yeah, make sure you definitely tune into that one.
Intriguing them though to look forward to.
Yeah, no, I love watching the North London derbies as a neutral. You know, even though they haven't, you know, over years, you know, they haven't really been, you know, up there, you know, in the top two or whatever.
Where's it at?
It's at Arsenal, and Arsenal do. To be fair, they do have the 10. Yeah, they do.
Arsenal do seem to have Spurs' number there.
Yeah,
and Spurs always seem to win at their ground.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Vice versa.
Conte. First time Conte and Arteta face off.
I don't think Conte's won at the Emirates either.
Yeah, I think you might be right there actually.
Because he lost 3-0 when Chelsea won the league in his first season, and that changed everything. Rest was history.
Yeah,
Conte went to 3-4-3, and then Chelsea just won away with it.
Yeah,
and I think it was 17-18. It ended in the draw, and that's obviously the season Conte was harshly sacked in my opinion then in the season. But I think Conte was sacked due to obvious reasons for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Spencer says, I don't see Arsenal or Spurs keeping up with them. No, I don't. And the thing is about Arsenal as well, you know, well, maybe Spurs actually, but, you know,
yeah,
Arsenal,
I see Spurs care
with Conte, I do. And the thing with Arsenal,
and Kane Son as well. Son's now firing.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, we'll get into that. But you know, Arsenal, you know, the thing with them, you know, they've improved a little bit more on the squad depth, but I just feel, you know, players like up front, you know, Jesus, they haven't really sorted that sort of, you know, obviously he's very good, you know, but if, you know, the backup for him in Nketiah, I don't really think he's the guy who's going to, you know, do much, you know, if he has to come on in that sense. Partey, you know, you saw it against Man United. You know, when he's not in the midfield, they really struggle. And you know, I think if them sort of players are out, you know, I think they really struggle.
I still think Arsenal needed another defensive midfielder for me.
No, definitely.
I mean, Shaka's now in dud butts with the Arsenal fans now, and he's one of them players, Shaka, isn't he? Oh, he can be a liability, but you need him in your team, sort of thing. He brings that aggression in the team.
Yeah, absolutely. 7th, Bournemouth. Wolves couldn't score last year either, averaged a goal a game. If they scored 2 goals a game, they'd probably be in at least Europa. They usually are defensively sound for the most part. Yeah, and another problem for them, obviously, as you mentioned, defensively, is obviously Connor Cody. Obviously, he's left. Obviously, that he went out to Everton. Obviously, their skipper. He was obviously very good in that back line, as we know. And losing out on him as well is affected him, and you've seen it. But yeah, Stephen reckons North London derby at Desmond. It's going to be very interesting when it comes closer to that. Obviously, that is.
Well,
that is
Tyler's
actually
definitely
painful
going for
football.
that because he's smirking.
What's that,
He's definitely
sorry?
going for a Desmond prediction.
But, oh my god! But yeah, like I said, this is going to be, it's going to be very good. Obviously, when club football's back, that is the first game. Obviously, out of them two, unless there's any Friday night ones, but I don't think there is because the mighty Luton are playing. So there you go. You two best be watching the game, says Chris to you two. Obviously, he knows I will be. I'll be with him.
Yeah, of course.
I think I will be. Yeah.
2-1 Gooners, but would like to see the Spurs win. Brother is a Spurs supporter. Yeah, I think I remember you saying that. To be fair, going back to this, Chris that's on the stream, he did realise obviously it was at the Emirates, and he might have a slight change prediction, on that. But yeah, that will be.
But these derbies always that bit build up, and then it ends up being a downstream.
Oh God, don't say that. God, we don't want that.
Well, you got to Everton,
Yeah,
Liverpool. That got a bit build up, and that ended 0-0. Lucky.
Yeah, whole away. No,
unless it's a Manchester derby, then Man City would just do a job at Old Trafford as always.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, he is. Bastard. God's sake. But yeah, we'll move on to the next game. A game I was surprised with. Chris, mate, Newcastle's like that team. Like how when you predict Southampton to win, they don't win. This is like what it's like for me with Newcastle. I said 2-0 to Newcastle. Obviously, ended up being
I said 3-0 Newcastle.
This game, from what I saw, Newcastle, they had a lot of good chances in the first half. Bournemouth keeper made some very good saves, I'm not going to lie. And then obviously going into the second half, Billing obviously took the lead. I think that's back-to-back games he's scored in now, if I'm correct, because he scored against Nottingham Forest as well. I don't think he's a bad player, to be quite honest with you.
He's good player for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then obviously I've got a question for you here. The penalty, was it a penalty for Newcastle?
Then it's one of them, people say yes it is, but then people say, well, no, it isn't. Then you're on the split decision, bottom pun there. But it's not top of the bottom split decision.
Oh God, yeah.
I could do a one about that for the whole bloody night. Nothing you can do now. He can't change it now, but it doesn't really matter. He can't just do it after the match. Oh, you know what? We'll just change the scoreboard. We made a mistake, and Bournemouth end up getting 3 points. You want to do it that way, but it's soft for me. I felt it was soft. I mean, there's a lot of penalties that pretty get given for softness, in my opinion. As soft as a pretty pale, and but it's one of them. It's one of them. You can't do anything now, and I think it was it Isak that took it.
Yeah, it was.
I thought he would won Wyatt in this game. I almost sent Matterman. That's why I said 3-0 Newcastle. But it's this shows the interim manager impact. It happens in football. It happens in football. And if I'm Bournemouth, don't bloody appoint him yet. Because if you appoint him, these snobby players will throw this manager on the bus. Then you back to square one of them. You know what snobby players are like these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just keep him as interim to end season if you want. And see what happens, sort of thing. I still think it's a good point for Bournemouth. I think they would have took a point, started the game. And but then they might be disappointed not to hold on. Because if they would have won, well, that would have made a lot of noise, wouldn't it? Set with Dave Darryl O'Neill the job after 3 games. I think it's 3 games he's had now.
Yes.
Yeah, 3 games.
Wolves,
and
Forest, and this game, yeah.
And I think, just keep him as interim for now.
Yeah.
And he might not want the job anyways, so we don't know. We don't know. We're not pretty Albert Einstein and all that. And but yeah, I think it's more of a still double result for Bournemouth for me, because with Newcastle, they've been inconsistent for me this season. Yeah, like against Man City, they look good, but then if it's against Bournemouth, who you expect them to beat with respect, it's just it is like you're right. It's like another Southampton, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're probably win you betting the 2 years. But once Newcastle get settled in for a couple more years, and once the money starts getting splashed out, like Johnny Splattercats, and then I think then they won't win you pretty 2 years anymore, sort of thing.
No, absolutely. You know,
and by the way, there's some Newcastle fans who want Eddie Howe out. This is ridiculous for me.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Oh, but well, to be fair, with these owners, these owners didn't need to do that for me. Because if the results don't start done well, we know what these state owners are like. They will get rid, and they want instant success straight away. So, but yeah, I'll give it to Hanno now. It's his fault.
Yeah. Go on, Hanno, mate.
Newcastle, they need, as much as people say Klopp is on fraud watch, Eddie Howe is also on fraud watch. But strong to this Bournemouth team is absolutely unacceptable, especially at home. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff game on a Saturday. It's a full packed house. You should be winning. I don't think even Steve Bruce drew to these roles. I don't think, I may be wrong, but I don't think so. But honestly, and you look the upcoming games, it's not easy games. Games they have. Let me just make sure which would I have. I think they have what? I think one game is get it now up, but it's not easy. Yeah, Tyler is haunted by a ghost in his room.
It's alright, it's only the Everton flag anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah, I see your McDonald's delivery, Tyler.
But the next game is Fulham away, and that's not an easy game.
No, not at all.
Especially you look they drew to Liverpool on the first day of the season, so it's not. So it's not an easy place to go, but they have to strengthen up, and especially in defense, they're really struggling to keep the ball. And Joe Linton,
definitely goes to me.
No, I think that's mine.
So I don't know at the moment.
The Everton flag's going down like they hopefully will at some point. You know what I mean?
Definitely
Yeah.
Dawson is out.
But yeah, I even think the midfield they need some strengthening there because look, Joe Linton, he's not performing as he did last season, um, and they're really struggling. And without Saint Maximum, it looks like they are a day team. It looks like that. So they need to maybe find maybe another creative midfielder or something to give them that spark in midfield, or someone energetic, maybe like a Kante, who's always up and down the pitch, giving that energy in the team, motivating the players. Maybe someone like that they need. But yeah, Bournemouth. Next game is Brentford. I don't think they will win. But if they can get that draw from that game, their form is really looking promising. But yeah,
No,
that's all.
absolutely, mate.
And
Summed
Bournemouth
it
are
up.
13th, I think, in the
12.
table.
12.
12. Bloody hell.
Yeah, they're above uh, the
Gary
team
O'Neill
going
at the wheel.
down. They're
Super
above.
Gary O'Neill. So I guess start
Yeah.
chanting
Oh,
around.
by the way, I don't like to see people that sacked, but I would see Eddie Howe that sacked, honestly. Because it will prove my point. It will prove my point on these endless monitors that all this that backsides pretty kissed by the endless media. But by the endless media saying, yeah, they didn't do at this elite level, which is why I'm happy to see Graham Potter give him a chance at Chelsea. So he can give me a chance to prove me one. If he doesn't, then I'll just have to say Mr. Welch to them.
No, absolutely, absolutely. You know, for me, obviously, you know, I asked Chris the question about the penalty. So it's an interesting one. You know, like you said, you're always going to get, you know, debates. And Kenny's come in here and said Bournemouth should have won. To be honest, a silly pen to give away.
Yeah, it gave the referee an opportunity, to be fair. Well, I told him referees had an easy told them something else, but we'll move on.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was because I
Tough
don't
one,
know.
isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really know what he could have really done. To be honest, you know, his arm's already down. I don't know. It's difficult. It is difficult. But you know, they'll definitely be happy with that point either way. You know, like Chris mentioned, you know, going into the game, you know,
Newcastle didn't really do enough anyways, so I
no,
think Bournemouth still got something from the game.
yeah,
Even
no,
though
absolutely,
Bournemouth be hard done by for me.
yeah, no, absolutely. We'll go through some more comments. Total shock, but Newcastle missing Wood and Maximum. Those two make the team tick, but still at home should be getting 3 points.
I don't think Chris Wood would be a big miss, and being honest with you.
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I would say probably, you know, someone like Callum Wilson is a lot more of a miss. Obviously, Saint Maximum, you know, what he brings to the table alone, you know, definitely. But I definitely agree that Wood isn't in that sense. Couldn't believe that one. How'd you draw of Bournemouth at St James's Park? Be sure to like and subscribe to the stream if you aren't already. Yep, and subscribe, you know, to Hanno and Chris. Chris's one's in the description. Hanno's, it never lets me put his in the title for some reason. So his is in the description. I don't know why, it just doesn't let me. That absolutely is a good result for Bournemouth, even though they probably should have won. Going to Newcastle and getting a result is a good result. No, absolutely. Wondering when Rodgers is going to get sacked. Obviously, we'll get into this. Can't believe that he didn't after conceding 3 goals after about 13 minutes last weekend against Tottenham. They are a disaster. Big up the Frost Zone. He says, "Hey, big up yourself, mate."
One of my subs as well.
Nice.
Bottom fan as well.
What do you say? Sorry, Bolton fan was that?
No, Botson. Obviously
Oh,
Botson as
boxing.
well.
Sorry.
And
Nice.
he's an Arsenal fan as well. So he's nothing live at the moment
Yeah.
for now.
But yeah, moving on to the next game, and obviously Spencer, that is the game you mentioned there. This game was obviously crazy with the 8 goals. You know, I watched it obviously with my mate. Obviously, done a reaction. Tottenham fan, he was absolutely loving it. Obviously, this game was crazy. You know, obviously Leicester, that's back to back. They've conceded over or 5 or over goals in games. And obviously, you know, the first half was very good, you know, from both sides. It was a very, you know, attacking sort of game from both sides in that sense. You know, anytime someone was going forward, you thought something was going to happen. That's how the first half was. Obviously, Tielemans with the first goal, he obviously had to retake the penalty because obviously Laurie stepped off the line. James Justin got fouled. Obviously, you know, the guy from Luton played for Luton, obviously at Leicester now. It was right on the line, you know, and obviously if it's on the line, it's a penalty. Tielemans, you know, took it well, obviously put him into the lead. And then, of course, who else? But of course, on the other side, when the ball's being played in, other than Harry Kane, is going to get onto it and equalise. You know, he's done that a few times this season, you know, against Wolves at home.
And he loved Stone and Seattle.
Yeah, he has a very good record against Leicester as well. Brilliant ball in by Kulusevski. Obviously, since he's come to Tottenham, he's been exceptional. And then obviously Dyer got a goal, very good header. Obviously, he's got recalled to the England squad as well. What do you lot make of that? Do you think that's a right call there by Southgate?
I mean, if you look at this performance, it was pretty dire for Leicester.
Yeah.
And if you and I'm sorry, if you get Eric Dyer's store, then I think you deserve to be relegated, in my opinion. But I don't rate him. I just don't rate Eric Dyer at all. But Southgate, he sees something in him that we don't, and Ati Conte does as well.
Yeah.
Maybe Dyer's one of them that he plays better. He plays better in the back three for me. I think he plays in defence, doesn't he? Or is he back in midfield then?
He's in defence.
See, he could be like David Luiz sort of thing. David Luiz only plays well in the back three, and that could be the same thing with Eric Dyer for me. But if he plays in back four, then it's like him driving the car, and he crosses the tar for me.
Fair enough. Hanno, where do you stand on it as a neutral? Do you think he should have been called up?
I think so. I think he should have been called up because you have to have 4 centre backs. Where else are you going to have him instead? Okay, so let's say you have 2. You have the 2 centre backs that who scored up. I can't remember who, except Maguire and Dyer. Who else are you going for?
But shouldn't the likes of Matt Hillman get a chance for England from Wolves, who's probably been Wolves' best centre back, along with Tony Cordy last season. For me, other centre backs deserve a mention that should be in the England squad or who are in the England squad. Mark Dahey from Crystal Pirates. For me, I think you was done. I think you was done to be in the England squad. I can't believe. I don't know what. I think people are living outside their minds when they look at you as done. They just look at the name and think, oh, he plays for Brighton, who shouldn't pick him. But that's the thing with squads these days. They pick on the team they are playing for. If it's a big six team, you get an England squad. Simple.
Exactly. Yeah, I was about to say that. They like the, if you play for this team, you get picked essentially. and that sort of thing. I'm looking at it and I wouldn't worry too much because I'm just looking at how, I
If
think
Dyer
even
plays in the back three, then fine. If
Yeah.
back three for England sort of thing, then I'm fine with it.
yeah,
If he plays in the back
No,
four, absolutely no chance.
I'm
No
the
chance
same.
in a million years. Imagine him in the back four for God's sake. Against
That's it.
the teams we don't be playing against. We got a big boys tour now. We had some nothing in the last two tournaments. We play one in Netherlands or Senegal in the last 16. And you play Eric Dyer in the back four against potentially Sadio Mane, Memphis Depay, and all of that.
Oh God. Yes, it's not great if that was the case. But Hanno, did you want to say something then?
For me, I don't think he starts. For me, I think he should be called up. I don't think he starts. I think England starting. Think if you go with back four is Stonton tomorrow. I think that's your starting, or maybe even if you go with back three, you can throw in Connor Cody in there. If you go with back
Yeah,
three, so
I was thinking.
I
that.
think that's a. I would think that, and then McGuire, Dyer, and Maguire is your bench. That's your three centre backs. My bench, or maybe one is left out. So I think, I think he should go just based off what he has done last season. Then I think he should be in there. So yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Go on,
That's what
Chris.
I hope happens. As long as it's players who are playing games for their respective clubs, then yeah, they should be picked. Not those out there contradicting themselves, saying you'll pick players on form, but yeah, he still picks the likes of Harry Maguire. But maybe because Harry Maguire has Dallas South there's posters sort of thing, to say it nicely.
There's definitely something in that contract or whatever they use to see, say he's got to be in that side.
Nice bonus as well.
I'm convinced. 100%. But yeah, obviously more into the game. Obviously Tottenham made it 2-1. And then obviously Maddison got a goal. Obviously with a I can never say his name. Castagna. There you go. Obviously assist. And then obviously going into the second half, I was thinking with my mates that I was with, I was thinking, there's still going to be a lot of goals in this game. I can see it. Next goal is going to be very interesting. Obviously, Bentancur got the goal very shortly after, at the start of the second half. Very good finish it was as well. He's been another decent signing since he's joined Tottenham as well. And obviously, from there on in, Son come on, and this is where I was like, no, we need to do a match reaction to this. This is crazy, especially with me, sitting next to a Tottenham fan. And yeah, it's just crazy how he come on and got a hat-trick, especially with the form he's been on. The goals were exceptional as well, especially the first two, absolutely crazy. And then obviously the third one, I don't know how that was a debate whether that was offside or not. I think that's the clearest, thing that I've ever seen that's gone to VAR in my life. I'm not too sure if you lot are the same, but yeah, that's what I made of it. But
with the greatest respect in the world to most of these referees and VAR, they probably do need classes, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, they need more than classes, but yeah, that's another thing.
No, absolutely. I was thinking to myself, are they only trying to rule it out because it's a chance for him to get a hat trick or something? I don't understand how that was a debate whether it was offside. It was clear as
Don't
day.
forget with that bloody automatic offside coming in the World Cup.
Oh God. Oh dear. But Son, he's backfiring. Obviously, one of the celebrations he done as well was
he was dropped as well.
What's that? Sorry.
He was dropped to the bench.
Yeah, he was dropped to the bench, and the thing
he won't be
Rodgers,
anymore.
Right? No, absolutely. The thing with Rodgers, he hasn't really been back this year. I'm trying to think of ways to try and defend it as a neutral, but I just think after that I can't really say too much. He's, like I said at the start, he's conceded over 5 goals in 2 games. It was obviously 5 and over in 2 games, obviously separate. Yeah, it's not good. Obviously he come out in the
Job
interview.
Rogers, mate.
What's that?
Bottle Job Rogers.
But obviously
considering he won the FA Cup with Yetzer, and I wouldn't say that's a bottle job.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult because like you say there, he's done a lot of stuff. Obviously, winning the FA Cup. If you want to count the Community Shield, he's done that as well. So it's an interesting one, but I just think after that, as a neutral looking at it, I don't really think you can defend it. But what do you make of the Rodgers situation?
Well, the last time, when Rodgers was sacked by Ruffield, he was sacked, with the international play coming up. It was obviously after the 1-1 draw with Everton, that famous moment in Sky Sports studio with Jerry Onway, touching Jamie Carragher's knee, sort of thing. And obviously, I was happy at that time that he left. But I do think Brendan Rodgers still was a better mindset. He's a better mindset now than he was at Ruffield. But for me, I've said that he's not been backed by Yetzer. And the reason being is, one, the owner is not as ambitious as his father was, in my opinion.
I agree.
And 2, the company that backed Yetzer Football Club with the funds, etc., got obviously hit by COVID. Well, COVID hit, and obviously suffered losses. So you could say they don't money for Fofana, but then they took that money far too late in the pre-transfer window. And all of a sudden you panic buying. Well, they didn't really panic buy. They only signed 1 player on deadline day in the end. And a lot is going on. So I think they need, obviously, a youth striker. Jamie Vardy, he's obviously done now, in my opinion.
I agree.
We obviously knew that was coming. It was done be done. Jamie Vardy, for his age. They need some, I think Data and Ian Atso are decent. They are decent, but I don't think they are at Jamie Vardy's level. They need, when Vardy was one of the best strikers in the Premier League, they need someone who will consistently score for them, but who is out there. For me, I think they should. I think they should probably go out for Tammy Abraham, even Tony, sort of thing. But there's not many strikers out there for Yetzer at the moment, and they're just gonna use. They will use best players as well. Tillmans hasn't done yet on his contract. His contract's on expire at the end of the season, and he'll leave. Trust me, once that contract's up.
Yeah.
Because James Maddison, he's been in for Venezia for a few years now, and he hasn't yet. It's like another situation with Wilfred Zaha at Crystal Palace. Always in to move, but they always seem to stay loyal, in my opinion. But with the quality of James Maddison, he's been Yetzer's best player this season. I don't know why, but when I was picking my England squad for the World Cup, I missed him out for some reason.
Sometimes you just forget, don't you? Because sometimes there's a lot of options as well.
But I would still stick by my squad personally. I'll still stick by my squad, but it's hard trying to fit all these players in, and it's not like he's been playing for England anyways, because Del Southgate hasn't really picked him. He always seems to pick a rejected One Western member in Chuck Reyes, this sort of thing. So I mean, Modford, I feel sorry for him, really. I feel sorry for him. If he was back, I think Yetzer would be further off the table. I tell you what, that's worrying though. There's not worrying for Yetzer. I still think on paper it should be okay. On paper, but if they continue, I mean, it doesn't cost money to sack Brendan Modford.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a payout. He's not a payout clause in his contract. 13, I think it's 13 or so million to sack him. I mean, they didn't afford it yet, sir, because of the Fafana money, but it's just as who didn't get in to replace him. The Argentine prize made in Mauricio Pochettino. I mean, to be fair, I know I see it, Pochettino, but I think he probably would be suited for this job. I just don't think Pochettino, but I just think Pochettino would just want a better job because he has an ego about him. He has an ego about him, but it's worrying for Yetzer, but Spurs respond massively after a poor defeat in Lisbon. By the way, Sporting Lisbon, no mods for me, and wasn't really shocked by that result. But Spurs, I think they should be happy with this storyline. Obviously, apart from those conceded, I mean, Yetzer played well when it was that first half, 2-2.
Brilliant.
But it's just when you concede, I think 3-2 probably done them, in my opinion. So, we're probably not going to come back now. And they just chaos. So, I think Spurs, like I said, me and you agree, Tyler. I think Spurs will be the closest team to Manchester City and Liverpool.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't think they'll win the league, but I think Spurs will be the closest team.
No, absolutely.
There's no title race. Man City, I've won the league already.
Yeah. Obviously, we said that earlier. Hanno, mate, where do you stand on Rodgers?
He can say in the listed job, I don't care. I really don't care. Because as long as we can play them at home with him as manager, I'm happy. Because they can get relegated or anything. I don't care. As long as we get Tillemans, we can get him. That would be nice to give.
Well, you love Vaden, that's the players, don't you?
Yeah,
Fafana and Tante. And Drinkwater. Danny Drinkwater.
You didn't have to marry me on him, so yeah. But nah. If Tillemans, if we can get him, we can give him money for him, so he can save your club a bit, and then after we play you, you can sack him. Then it's all good. Then you can sack him. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
On this game, Son, well done, mate. People said Conte should drop you. They dropped you, and you showed why you deliver. Why you are one of the best wingers in the world. And, and lucky. It would be so great if he can be in a World Cup for every World Cup he could be in, but unluckily he's from the wrong nation. Yeah. Spurs hopefully just beat Arsenal and lose to us, and maybe beat Liverpool. Don't know, but beat City and Arsenal. That's all I care about. Beat those two teams. That's all. The rest you can maybe beat. If you do that, then I will be happy. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Fair enough, mate. What's that? Sorry.
Conte, just be yourself. Don't be Champions League Conte, please. That's all.
It's not looking good for you, is it? I'll go through a lot of comments. Big up everyone inside here as well. Kenny says if Luton had beaten Coventry, there'd be one goal difference of playoffs. If they won by 1 goal, if they won by 2 against Cov, they'd be 6th. Yeah, the points in the Championship is absolutely crazy.
Same for
right now.
every league, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, with Carlisle, they're pretty. As much as Carlisle had a good start, we are 3 points off playoffs with a game in hand. But we do have to say, well, we're not that far off the pretty bottom either.
Yeah.
Because if the bottom 2 teams start their that together, then they'll close that white off.
Yeah.
It's just mad, the EFL league. It's just mad.
Yeah, absolutely. That was like us with the game before the game the other day. We were similar in that scenario. Obviously, it is still very close as well. The Frost Zone says ain't had much to cheer about as an Arsenal fan.
See,
lately.
we are Arsenal fan. He knows what's coming.
Yeah, exactly. Kenny says Leicester are very good in the first half. Their defence is all over the place though, and their decision making is fucking woeful in the final third.
Soyuncu overrated, for God's sake. How many times? Oh, we need to sign him. All these big clubs saying, "Oh, we need to sign him. We need to sign him." Well, that's sort of the pretty heroes, isn't it? Turkey, everyone hyping Turkey up, and they stamp the pace out in the group stages. Overrated defender for me.
No, definitely, I agree. Yeah, the defending was not great. Stephen says he sounds like he really wants Maddison to be in that England team. Says before I start, Maddison, why isn't he picked for England? Always a standout player for the Foxes, but half an hour to enter Son. Game over. If Rodgers isn't sat during this international,
I don't think he will be.
Break, I'll be very surprised. Yeah, I see a lot of comments. Obviously, we'll get into them. A lot of people are saying, what options are there really? If he is to get sacked right now.
If he didn't have that payout clause in his contract, then it would be pretty. I think it would have been done. I think it would have been done as quick as Harry Maguire moves. If I'm being honest with you.
At the end of the day, if Leicester made better decisions in the final third, they'd have been at least 2 goals up before Son came on. Been in a better position. Kenny, here you go. He said, "Don't be shocked when Leicester finish 17th or below."
Start of season, I would have said I would be shocked.
Yeah,
but at the moment, I won't be.
And I did say when I done my predictions, that was a controversial one. I always knew where I put Leicester was going to be one of them. That was more of a gut feeling, to be honest. But yeah, that's not looking great, is it? Spencer reckons they could potentially be relegated. So I think they could be relegated. Kenny, I really do. Like I said before, they are a mess. They need to right their ship soon here. Yeah, the thing is, obviously there's the World Cup as well. That's gonna affect a lot of teams, of course, as well. And it's a long break. Obviously, it's
the only problem is Haaland's not down to the World Cup.
Yeah, that's true. British chap. Who's this then? Don't worry, mate. You know who I am, mate. Who are you? The only reason Leicester might not get relegated is because of their squad. Yeah, Chris briefly mentioned that earlier. He reckons they've got enough to stay up, and I definitely agree with him.
No one's too big to go down.
Yeah,
Leeds United went down. Nottingham Forest went down. Yeah. Yes, sir. Premier League winners from 2016. Remarkable how they won the Premier League, but everyone. I mean, it doesn't matter about the size of the club. Not performing on the pitch.
Exactly.
Then these things happen. Oldham Athletic, an Premier League club. Where are they? In the non-league.
Yeah, true. They still have the quality in the squad to pull out 1-0 wins against the likes of Everton and Leeds. definitely. I was thinking the same when we was mentioning it. I'm not gonna lie. The thought of Harry
But I'm sorry,
Maguire,
it's sort of in down Southgate would pretty do.
he would as well. That's the
Even if
to
we
make
play, even if we played that against USA, Wales, and Iran, they'd be hitting the honestly, like that.
yeah. Yeah, this is another thing about Leicester that I'm very surprised about. They've obviously gone with Ward. They haven't.
Yeah, we both know Danny Ward, don't we, as Liverpool fans.
Yeah, but I just for a first choice, I'm not really too sure. I don't know about
He's
you
not
guys.
number one for me, Danny Ward.
No,
Too much pressure on him.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And at the moment, the way Danny Ward's performing, though, he wouldn't even be useful in the bloody hospital unit ward, if I'm being honest with you.
I did think, going back towards, against Brighton, I thought it was very, very shaky.
Isn't he number one for Wales?
Yes,
I think so. Yeah.
It's sort of mad.
I just think it's number one in the Premier League. That's the only problem for him. He's probably not up to that level.
No,
because it's Cincinnati's different.
Yeah, exactly. Leicester lacking the mighty Ethan Horvath. Kenny says, issue with Leicester for sacking Rodgers. Who are they going to get? Poch will likely be waiting to see if Pep leaves at the end of this season or Klopp gets sacked. Apart from him, who is there? That who would realistically come to the bottom of the table mess with no European football. Yeah, there's that as well, isn't there?
Someone dies. I would feel sorry for Leicester fans if they got someone dies in.
Yeah, it would be. It would be crazy. Blue Terrier,
especially with that squad as well. The dot on paper.
No, absolutely. Blue Terrier responds with a very good comment to obviously British chaps. Leicester lacking England's best goalkeeper, Lee Nichols. Even the Bayern job could be available soon for Poch. He'll wait for a better job.
Well, Bayern Munich have already got a prize made in charge and Julian Nagelsmann. And
reportedly, they're looking, if he doesn't improve their form, they might sack him.
I just want to put my head in boiling hot water, honestly, with this hype for these managers, honestly, that have done nothing. Pochettino, Nagelsmann, they're the next big thing. They're not done enough. Not done enough for the bid set. Pochettino bottled it. Well, to be fair, if I'm being honest, it was a Spursy thing in that Champions League final. And Spurs finished third in a 2-horse title race. Yes, put that into perspective.
But as Potter impressed you or not?
He has that Brighton, but I need to see if Graham Potter can do it at these big clubs. I know Chelsea were obviously made in 2002 or 2003 or whenever it was, when when Mr. Warman came in. But I just want Potter to prove me that he can do it at these bid set clubs. I like what I see as a manager. After press conferences, no bullshit, no nonsense either. No whinging and whining about not getting back and all that. And no more about the pretty pitch as well, like our manager does sometimes. So, but yes, you don't give Potter a chance. Let's see what he does at Chelsea. You can't just judge him against Salzburg. Salzburg, no mods either.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm the same as you. It'll be very interesting to see how he does. And I'm willing to wait and see how he does. Definitely. Hanno, getting a lot of love like always, mate. Hanno, the honest pundit.
They're on this pundit as well.
Gee, Hanno, don't give it to us. It's facts. Allegri surviving Juventus by the skin of his teeth too. There you go.
It shows the second spell does not work.
Yeah.
Because he did well at his first spell. To be fair, I think Zidane still did quite well for his second spell. Well, to be fair. Obviously, he didn't win Champions League, but he still won the league. Sort of thing. But then, was the Allegri really that good? Apart from his first spell at Juventus? No. For me, he's not an elite manager. And then, to be an elite manager, you probably need to win the Champions League in your manager career. For me.
No, I agree. Right, let me just shut down this. I don't think this is happening. I know he supported him when he was younger, etc.
I can't see it.
Yeah, exactly. Just the fact where, the way Cardiff are moving, what are they really doing in the Championship? He can still do what he, wants to try and do with Luton, which obviously
I thought he would have went to Brighton, but obviously Brighton got there.
I thought that one could
now,
potentially
so I think
happen.
Newton don't need to worry now for me.
No, I'm not worried. Even though like I said, he supported.
And why would he go to Cardiff, who are below you, and anyways
in a worse position? Yeah, exactly. So no, not for me. I can't see it. The only time I've been a bit nervy was, Stoke was unexpected. So
I just think he's done be loyal now to you, and he knows it didn't work out for him at Stoke.
And he won't make the same mistake, especially for Cardiff. No disrespect. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. I agree that he isn't Prem quality. And obviously a few of us are like that. Leicester should have gone out and got someone like Raul Patricio when they sold Casper. Didn't he go somewhere though? I'm pretty sure he
went somewhere. He went back to Portuguese, I think. Or was it Monaco?
I think you might be right. I think he went to a Portuguese thing.
So it always seems to be Monaco. They got to sign for the Portuguese players.
Yeah. A bit one off the radar. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to Leicester. Here we go? Question mark.
Well, nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. If it was a Norwegian team, then yeah, why not? But is he? No, I just don't think he's done be the mindset to pretty sort that mess out. So
no.
I mean, he went to Manchester United for God's sake. I mean, he went to that mess, and it was, and it ended up being 3 years in the pretty doomsday book. That's how it turned out to be.
Yeah.
We had good moments away at PSG, etc. But once he was appointed permanent, it's as I expected. I knew it wouldn't go well. Because Yepers don't change the spots. The players threw the previous managers on the bus, who are far better than Aydin Solskjaer, with respect, as a manager.
I actually remember saying, shame I didn't do YouTube at the time, but I remember saying to a couple of my mates that are Manchester United fans, I said to them, you don't want to rush it like this because, it could just turn, and
to be fair, they did take the time with it, but then I don't think he should have been given the job.
No, absolutely. And obviously, we all know what happened.
Obviously, it's hindsight now.
Guessing. Oh, I think I lagged out there. I think I'm back again. Is this actually a game in the League Cup, I'm guessing? Is it Bournemouth versus Everton? Any of you know?
I think so.
There you go.
Or it might be it's pretty FIFA Twin mode or whatever.
I'm going to check now. Let's see.
Yeah, if it is 2-1 Bournemouth, potentially. It obviously depends what squads both teams go for, and if I was predicting that right now, I probably would, back Bournemouth, to be honest. Especially at home, if it is actually at home. So yeah, fair enough.
They
What's that, Hanno?
They play on November 8th. November
Nice.
the 8th.
Is it at Bournemouth as well?
Yes, I think so. I think at Bournemouth.
Nice. Obviously, Brighton have got a manager now. They've replaced Potter. And Kenny says apparently Juventus and Bayern were interested in him, which is interesting.
We got British chat. It's so funny. In the chat.
Well,
yeah. Go on, Chris.
the guy playing the dart to CV doesn't really look good, does it? If I'm being honest with you. One season at Shakhtar Donetsk, and the most seasons he has taught as a manager, 3 seasons at Sassuolo. To be fair, did a decent job there in Serie A. But in terms of CV, you always look at the CV. Doesn't really convince me, to be honest with you. But from what I've heard, he plays exciting, and he plays exciting football. So I don't know. It could be one of them where we would have said the same about Graham Potter when he came from Ottersunds. I think Ottersunds in Sweden, and we're all like, well, let's see what he does. So you don't give him a chance, I suppose.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can't really say too much because I haven't really seen too much of him. But interesting if that is the case. Kenny has his thoughts on the Nathan Jones situation. He says, I don't think Jones will go to Cardiff as he either wants to get up with Luton to the Prem or wait for a Prem team to come in for him. Yeah.
I think Nathan Jones...
And it has to be the right Prem team.
I think Nathan Jones is that good for mine, he'll wait for a mid-table Premier League team.
Exactly.
He won't go to a Premier League team that's done be Johnson for Dayson.
Yeah.
Because I thought he could be tempted by the Brighton job. Because Brighton got a lot of pretty good players in the team, potentially. But then it was one of them. I did say, will he leave you or not? Because even if he did leave Newton to join Brighton, Newton fans would have accepted it. They would have said, they wish him all the best after what he's done for the club. But there would be some Newton fans that think he has left us a bit early. If it was end of the season, then there'll be a lot of rumours going on. But it all remains to be seen. But I think he's staying at Newton now for me.
Yeah.
Unless something happens with a mid-table Premier League club that don't seem to do well. That not done well, so...
I just feel bored. I have no idea who they want to replace Schofield. A local pub team manager would be an upgrade. Oh dear.
I keep Storefield. That reminds me of Fifth Storefield, to be fair.
Yeah, I was the same.
Who would be trumping the queue to be Huddersfield manager if he did the job?
Patricio is still at Roma. He joined last season, but would be quite.
Oh, Roma. I thought for some reason I thought it was Monaco or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course it was Roma actually. Yeah, I remember it. It was one of them unexpected ones. Big up yourself, Blue Terror. I like that comment. I do like that comment a lot. And I've seen that it's going off a bit in this chat.
And another U2 fight coming up.
England playing this week. We're going to get battered. 2 very tough games, but we're taking the nation lead.
I didn't even know England were playing, to be honest with you.
I had to check the days we were playing, to be fair. Just because there's nothing else to do. Probably will still end up doing watch-alongs, but there we go. The guy you're afraid to box. Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, we'll move on to the next game, which was obviously the earlier game yesterday. London derby, obviously last season, when Arsenal went there, it wasn't good, but this time, they looked very dominant from what I saw, and it was a very dominant display. And they got 2 goals in the first half. Saliba,
Snooze
a
fest.
player. What's that? Sorry, Hanno.
Snooze fest. This game.
Saliba, brilliant sign. Well, I say signing. I actually got him quite a while ago, but he just never really got the chance to play. And obviously, this season he has, and he's been brilliant. I've always, I don't usually watch players from other leagues, but I'm not going to lie, this was a player I have been watching. Even when he was with Fofana, everyone was, when they were where they were at previously, everyone was saying Saliba's the better one in their opinion. And so far he's been immense. Very good goal, obviously, to open things up from a set piece. And obviously Jesus, of course, that guy's scoring again, another very good goal. And then Vieira, very, very good strike by him in the second half. And like I said, it looked like a very dominant display from Arsenal from what I saw. But yeah, it was one of them. Chris, what did you make of the game?
Well, I'll put a Brentford win. Just because it was another test for Arsenal. And I thought, for me, it's another test for Arsenal. Will they go back to their old habits of being the same old Arsenal? But fair play to them to say that we're at Crystal Palace at the opening day of the season. They did a job on Brentford, and I must admit they looked good, Arsenal. They looked good, but again, I will say it. They still need to play most of the bid sets. And for me, if they don't get a result or anything at the bid sets, they get away from home. Because at home, Arsenal, there'll be different opposition. But away from home, that's where they need to get results, away at the bid sets, before we can start judging them as they're impossible title contenders. And but yeah, Arsenal, they do look good. But yes, see how they can cope when Thursday, Sunday hits in, when they're in the Europa League. And for me, I still don't think Arsenal's squad depth is that good, in my opinion. I think the best team who can cope with Thursday, Sunday is Manchester United for me. Because their squad depth on paper, they should be fine with Thursday, Sunday. Arsenal and West Ham, they both lack, in my opinion, squad depth. But I'm glad Mikel Arteta's doing well though, because I did say to Arsenal fans, he needs to be given time. And I like what I see from Arteta. And especially when he hit these snobby players like Aubameyang and Ozil out of Arsenal, but because them two both cared about the bank accounts, were you? So yeah, they stride on Arsenal just like Spurs. Brilliant start the season for both North London clubs, which sets up an intriguing North London derby.
Absolutely, it's going to be a very good game. But Hanno, Brentford, do you reckon they might have a bit of a drop off, or do you think they'll be all right after this game, despite the result?
No, I don't think they will be affected that much. I think the main thing that went wrong in this game is Thomas Frank went for only the second time this season he went to a back 3 or / back 5. So I think that's the thing that maybe in the game he took a player out of midfield, and I think that was the main difference that affected them and gave Arsenal all this dominance, because he looked midfield now of Xhaka's supposedly new new role as a more advanced midfielder than a defensive midfielder. Um, it creates problems for other teams' midfield. So I think that is where Arteta caught Thomas Frank napping, and unfortunately for Brentford they got hammered. Well done to Arsenal, but yeah, you still need to face another big team. You saying, "Oh, we're winning the league," because you. Let's be honest. You lost to one team you supposed to lose to, or maybe going to lose to. You lost to in Manchester United. The rest, if you have high standards, you should be expecting your team to win. Like Brentford, you should be expecting your team to win. Fulham, same thing. Crystal Palace, same thing. Like whenever, as you as a Liverpool fan, be like, oh no, I don't know if we're going to beat Crystal Palace. Maybe besides this season at Anfield because you were in poor form, but when you're on good form, it's like, come on, you should be beating them. So yeah, for me, that's a big problem for Brentford. I think go back for put an extra man in midfield, and Brentford should be sorted.
Fair enough, mate. Summed it up very well. Let's go through some comments. Friday versus Monday. Yeah, I'll probably do watch alongs both of them. Friday, I definitely will. Like I said, I'm not too bothered about it, but it's just something to do. Going away at home to Brentford is never easy, so it's a great performance, but we still got to prove ourselves against a top 6 team to be taken seriously. Absolutely, mate, 100%. Love it, Hanno. There's no way we're in a title race like some Arsenal fans are saying. Top 4 should have always been our target. We can't get carried away. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And, top 4's definitely got to be your target. You're in a very good position last year and you missed out on it. So definitely in that sense. That was a banging goal. Obviously, Chris, another Arsenal fan, very good goal. Kenny says he reckons Arsenal will be one of the clubs seriously damaged after the World Cup. Interesting. Like I said, for me, if players like Jesus and Partey, get injured, they're not in a great position because I don't really rate Nketiah, to be honest. And as for the midfield, you saw against Man United, for example, when Partey's not there, what the midfield's like. Chris is speaking facts. Our first 11 is good, but we don't have enough squad depth. If midfielder, exactly. That's exactly, yeah. And I promise I did not read that comment and then say what I said. Hanno also speaking facts there. Realistically, Brentford should have tried to overwhelm us in the midfield and dominate the ball, but they didn't do that and went too defensive. Exactly. Chris says battery died. Thanks for having me on. Not a problem, mate. Not a problem. It's good to get you on. To be honest, I'll give my thought. Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. But yeah, we'll move on to the last game. The stream did not expect it to go this long. Nearly been 2 hours. And I'm shattered, and I've got work tomorrow. So yeah, let's try and get through this. Obviously, the last game was Everton versus West Ham. Predictions quickly, because I've missed what I said on a lot of them. Like I said, didn't have a great week. So
Me too.
what game? So Tottenham, I said 1-0. I only said 1-0, so at least I got a point, but nowhere near. And then obviously Brentford Arsenal. I did go over 2-2. I thought, with it being at Brentford, it'd be a very tough ground to go to. I thought Arsenal would drop points there. And in this game, I knew it would be a 1-0 either way, but I did say a 1-0 to West Ham. They tend to, get 1-0 wins there as well. But Hanno, mate, I know you've done a watch along to this. Talk to me talk to me about this game.
This was the deadest game possible. Honestly, this game was dead. Nothing really happened. West Ham had a few chances they maybe should have taken, but Everton, they did what they supposed to do, and scored the goal. Well done to Everton. Great goal, great finish. I thought 0-0. And Everton they scored. Fair enough, but yeah, not wasn't the most exciting game. But yeah, uh, I think that I think West Ham they need to improve on this, like Chris said, squad depth, because if some of the key players get injured, it's good night. But this is also worrying for West Ham fans. You look losing to a woeful Everton side. Like, it's not the best look, especially um, going into an international break. Lots of your players are away, and if they get injured, it's um, it's not going to be good. But same for Everton. Um, they also have low squad depth, but Connor Cody, what a signing! He has been absolutely dominating them. So yeah, but well done to Everton. Got the win. I think they will get the one, but yeah, they're done. But on the other games, I see 2-1 Brentford. So yeah, and Tottenham game I said only 2. So yeah, I also had a rubbish week. Let me see. I got one close one in the City game. So that's 1.5. So I got 2.5 points out of a possible uh, out of a possible uh, let's see for possible how many points is that? That's 1 2 3 4 3 6 9 12 15 18 21. So for 21 points I got 2.5. So great stuff. But yeah.
Nice. I don't think I got overly a lot, to be quite honest with you, which was not great, of course. But yeah, my thoughts on this game. I only saw the highlights. Morpay, obviously, with a very good goal. And I want to go to this. Obviously, I'll go to the other comments, but I want to go to this comment here by Chris. He says, massive win for Everton. They'll be fine, in my opinion. Good signings. Yeah, I think they'll be fine. Unfortunately, I think they'll be in and around that relegation battle. But I think they're all right. I think the signings they've done defensively are very good signings that'll be able to keep them up. Obviously, Connor Cody. Pretty sure did they get did it Tarkowski? He went there as well, didn't he? Was it Tarkowski?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to get that muddled up with someone else. He's went there, and to be honest, I think Morpay's it's an interesting one that he right now he downgraded from Brighton. Let's be real, but I think in the sense for Everton, it's a good signing in the fact Calvert-Lewin, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, is very injury prone. So yeah, I think they'll be all right. But West Ham, from what I saw, there's some good chances in this game, and there's been quite a few games like that for them this season so far. If I was West Ham, I'd be going all out for the Conference League. To be quite honest with you, especially if it being a European trophy, it's a good chance to win it. And I think if you win it, you go back into Europa League. So
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so and they didn't do too bad in that. That was just they had a bit of a lack of squad depth, and now I think with what's his name, Skamaka, I think that's really helped because they were a lot reliant on Antonio last season. Yarmolenko up front, not overly too great in my opinion, and Antonio is very injury prone as well. So yeah, that's what I've got to say about this one. I think West Ham will be fine. You know, it just might not be a high finish as it has been potentially. But let's go through some comments. Chris says only scores I got right was City and Everton games. Kenny says just a bit of brilliant won this game, not a great game. West Ham need to start getting some wins. Don't think they're in trouble going down, but they won't get Europe this year. Yeah, I could see that. And that's another thing, you know, you win the Conference League, you know, you're in Europe. So, you know, next season. So, yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that, to be honest. I went Everton win due to West Ham being in Europe and lack of squad depth. Yeah, and they narrowly won in that European game. They played it well, didn't they? I was surprised about that. I didn't watch it, but I just saw it. Lack of squad depth. I think Moyes' time at West Ham becoming a stale was 1-0. Chris says cheers for that as well. So yeah, massive win. Oh yeah, sorry, I read that, didn't I? Good to see no nonsense Chris go on other channels. I'm laughing in the background, so brutal. Yeah, Chris, man, that guy's honesty is, you know, it's what you need. You know, some people are just too, I think, reluctant's the word I'm looking for. You know, they just don't say it how it is, and he's one of them. And some of the stuff he says is brilliant. It's the beard, Hanno. At least I was on stream for most of the games. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And yeah, Hanno obviously puts subscribe to T-Boys TV Extra to see me regularly violate Tyler or post highlights, videos, streams. Now, definitely check it out. Hanno, mate.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm here live and direct with you. Big up yourself, mate. You're doing a class job. Do you know what I mean? I'm not even going to lie. You know, he actually, one of the clips he put out actually got one of the most views it's ever got. So big up yourself for that, mate. Doing a brilliant job. And the editing's class, especially what was the one I watched the other day? It was the what one was it? The highlights to Ajax. Oh, that was class. That was class when you put in the laughing stuff and that. It's brilliant.
That was one I enjoyed to make that one. But yeah.
It's brilliant, mate. It's brilliant. It's Hanno. Oh dear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's time to wrap this up, to be quite honest with you. But Hanno and Chris, thank you for both coming on. Obviously, if you want to follow Chris on his channel, you know, obviously his link is in the title. Hanno's is in the description, because like I said, it never lets me put it in the title for some reason. Don't know why. It always says retry in 5 seconds and it just never works. So yeah. Hanno, mate, where else can the people find you?
YouTube Coach's Corner, Instagram Hanno_Coach's Corner, and Twitter Hanno_Coach Corner. Yeah, that's and yeah, big up everyone for joining, and yeah, almost 20 likes on the stream. Big up everyone. Didn't think it would be this long, as Tyler said, but definitely enjoyable stream. Come on, Chelsea, just win. That's all I want. Just a win. Win next week or in 2 weeks when the Premier League returns. And yeah, hopefully Italy beats. Or no? Do you face Italy or do you face
Italy and then Germany.
Come on, Italy. Beat those mugs. Beat those English.
Probably will, mate.
Beat England. Come on. But yeah, I don't think it will happen, but hopefully. But yeah. Germany aren't that great. So yeah, I think you guys will beat them. But yeah. Cheers, finally for having me on. And I really enjoyed the stream.
No worries at all, mate. How do I do it? So I want myself back on it. There we go. You can tell I've been on StreamYard for a couple of days. I don't even know what I'm doing. But we'll go through some comments quickly. Absolutely knows what he's talking about. Great knowledge. No, absolutely. Big up Spencer. He says, thanks everyone. Take care. T, Hanno, Chris, and everyone. He doesn't put Hanno's channel in the title for a reason. Just messing. Kenny says, see you in a bit, lads. Big up everyone that's tuned in as well. I agree with Hanno. It's definitely been an enjoyable stream. I think it's got over 100 views. which is crazy. It's ended up on 19 likes. We've got 3 new subscribers, especially from Chris's channel as well. So big up the people that have subscribed. And we keep hitting 1.28k, right? And it keeps going down. You know, I don't know if it's bots subscribing or what, but we're in a decent position now with that. So yeah, big up everyone. Don't forget to smash a like on the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. As for content, I might try and get a hat show at some point this week. I'm thinking Wednesday. Like I'm working tomorrow. Wednesday I'm not working, but I'm back working Thursday. So me and my dad can do a player ratings. And then obviously I'll be doing a watch along to England. I don't really know from there on in, but obviously I'll let you lot know. But yeah, when's boxing content? Chris has said I'll answer this one. I literally just saw it. I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to think, like, because the Canelo one, I didn't really do a preview or anything. So I didn't really watch the other guys, so I didn't really want to judge like that. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to see what fights are going on. And like I said, when it's Fury versus AJ, me and my dad will be doing a preview to that. So yeah, we'll do a live stream. We'll do a live stream to that. But yeah, as of now, I'm not sure. But obviously, stay tuned on the community posts. I usually tend to say stuff on there. And the main thing I say, T_boy, the one on the right, above Hanno's head. For updates as well. That's another good place to go on the channel. Tyler going to get on the KSI card now. They don't have a clue who I am, mate. Let's be real now. That would be mad, but it's just not going to happen, unfortunately, anytime soon, unless I just randomly shoot up and get known. But I doubt that's going to happen. But we'll see. We will see. Go on, Hanno. Do you want to say something?
No. Just subscribe to T-Boys TV and peace out, everybody.
But yeah, no. Subscribe if you haven't already. Smash a like on the stream if you haven't already. Like I said, big up everyone. Comments, been interacting the whole stream. It's been class. And you lot seem to enjoy these reviews and predictions separate. And obviously, Chris has got his comment in about the YouTubers. Says these YouTubers in boxing about as relevant to cardboard in a recycling bin. Obviously, not a big fan of the YouTubers boxing, as you can tell. But yeah, obviously, I know this is not Chris's cup of tea, but I will be doing previews and stuff to that. But obviously, not really. There's a card next month. I might do a prediction. I don't know. I'm thinking more January, obviously, when KSI fights again and that sort of thing. And Deji is fighting Mayweather, which is just a madness. I'll probably do a little thing to that. Won't go too much into that. That's an exhibition, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what goes on. But yeah, I don't want to keep repeating myself. So yeah, big up everyone. Stay safe. Hopefully the next load of content hat show on Wednesday. I'll try and get that sorted with my dad. And we will do player ratings. So yeah, until next time, big up yourselves. Stay safe. Take care and peace. Thank you.